Jane Douglas for GameSpot UK. We're here now with the executive producer of Medal of Honor, Greg Goodridge. Thanks for joining us, Greg.
Pleasure.
It's the first Medal of Honor to go sort of modern. How does that feel, taking the franchise into new territory?
Well, it's been absolutely a fascinating experience. Last 11 years, Medal of Honor has always been set in World War II, and with this reboot in modern times and the current fight in Afghanistan, focusing on the Tier 1 operator and the type of individual he is and his mindset and the types of things he does, it's been absolutely fascinating. We've been working with actual Tier 1 operators on the game, and they've influenced absolutely every single aspect of this game, and it's been great.
1-1, you are taking damage. Tier 6, forget the target.
We're telling the soldier story, and this is not a game about the Afghan war. This is not a game about the enemy. This is not a game about anything other than that brotherhood and that community of individuals and what they're going through. Medal of Honor has always been devoid of politics or debate. It's just been about the guys, and this Medal of Honor is no different. We have two fully staffed teams. The game is being developed on two different engines, so it's Unreal on single player and Frostbite on multiplayer. But we decided to embrace their differences early on. Instead of spending a lot of time trying to make it feel like it's the same technology, when inherently it was going to feel different anyways. We just decided to focus on making a great game and two halves of a game that each give gamers what they want. The Medal of Honor experience in single player and a truly Medal of Honor experience in multiplayer.
We are showing two new game modes today here. One of them being sector control, which is the perfect mix between tactics and twitch skill. So you have to dominate a couple of different areas of the map, and the more you dominate, the more points you get, and the team that gets most points first wins. The other one is Objective Raid, which is our quickest and most dirty game mode. You just get in and out very quickly, extremely intense. So we added more weapons into the unlock tree since the beta. Still you are unlocking each class separately, so you have basically 3 different trees to unlock. And I think every single weapon you can customize with every single modification that you unlock with new scopes, new ammunition, and so on. So you have the Rifleman class, which is the gung-ho guy that just runs right straight into it. He has one thing that no one else has, which is the smoke grenade to cover his path while he approaches the objective. So you need to use that. The Spec Op guy, he's even more like close combat. So when the Rifleman's clear the path, the Spec Op can run in there and kill off the rest. And then you obviously have the sniper guy that's back.
Okay, that's obviously quite a deliberate choice not to have things like medics and engineers. What's the reasoning behind that?
It depends on how you look at it. We do have a lot of the functionality there still, but it's just not about throwing out boxes and stuff. But instead, we have built that into the support actions, so you can still heal your teammates. You can give them more ammo, but you do that with the support actions instead. So there's still that supportive twist to it, but just in a different form.
A lot of our environments are pretty accurately representative of what the environments are like in that area. As a matter of fact, in our Predator sequences, our Predator drone sequences, we actually give geo coordinates on the screen, and if you plug those geo coordinates into Google Earth, you'll actually be represented by the actual location. So it's pretty cool. Like I said, most people probably won't notice, but those who do will say, hey, that's pretty cool, hopefully.
Obviously, it's a very competitive space in the military FPS genre at the moment. How do you differentiate Medal of Honor? What makes it different? And how are you going to draw people away from games they've been playing for a long time?
Well, you're absolutely correct. It's a very crowded genre, and our competitors are very, very good at what they do. But for us, we've just been concentrating on our game and the core tenets of our franchise, and giving gamers a core shooter with great gameplay mechanics that they expect, but also layering into that a rich, compelling story with characters that hopefully they'll care about, and with a different different tone and a different intent. And again, our intent is to honor the soldier and do it authentically and just tell the soldier story.
How's the beard coming along? How long's it been growing for?
Not as long as Greg has been growing his. He's been growing his for months, and I just started like 2 months ago.
So it's going to be ready for launch, presumably.
It's gonna be there at launch for sure. Yeah.
I've grown the beard. We actually started growing the beard for fun early on, but it ended up being a charitable thing where we're being paid now to keep growing these beards until the game shifts, and then once it does, all the money we raise, EA will match those funds. We're going to give it to the Navy SEAL Warrior Fund. So Medal of Honor arriving October 12th in North America, October 15th in Europe for PC.